After struggling with my life to somehow finish the Tier 4 crash events, now we get to move on to Tier 5, and then after that, I am probably not going to do the crash events again for a while, because already they have been strafing me. Which means you can probably tell as to how overworked I feel right now, just getting through those crash events. But hopefully now that we're on to rank 5, maybe these ones will be easier. As we start off with Rome Wrecker. So we need 2.5 million for a gold, 1.5 million for a silver, and 750,000 for a bronze. And if you like what I do around here and you want to see more from this, then please subscribe to this channel if you want to see more from me and also what games I plan on doing in the future. I am trying to reach 800 subscribers before the end of the year if possible. If some of you out there do feel kindred enough to actually get this channel to 800 subs by year's end, then I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, enough talk. Let's actually get on with this now. I think I might know what we have to do here. It's another one of those at the roundabout, so I think I have got a pretty good idea of what it is we need to do here. Aside from avoiding all that traffic. And since we're back to using our own wheels again, let's use... I haven't actually got a snapshot of the SUV yet, so I think I might use this. Just because I feel obliged to drive this thing. I think this might be the next car I use for my thumbnail shot. Because maybe I can actually get this to work. Maybe. Or I could probably just get a center shot and then that might do it. Anyway, I think I have an idea of what it is I need to do here. Okay, that might work too. If that somehow does work, then I will be amazed. Because I feel like there could be more to come if it does. Although at this point in time, it currently doesn't look like it. No. I'm going to restart and pretend that did not just happen. I feel like I need a car with a higher crash breaker than this. Because right now, this is just not working. And it feels like I am just literally wrecking myself to try and get this right. Okay, this is just being a real bitch now. Because it seems like I cannot get anything right, and yet the game is literally just rubbing it in my face. As in, it is quite literally exposing my every flaw with trying to beat this. Don't know if that's going to work or not, but it's probably got a better shot of working than what I have been doing. At least in my opinion, anyway. if something does manage to work this time. Which at this time probably has a greater shot of succeeding than what I have been doing up to this point. And now I've got the silver, and doesn't look like I am going to get the gold, as much as I am desperately trying to. And as a result of me counter-attacking and hitting that car, I do actually get the gold. Because the game actually let me do it this time. Which is what it was supposed to do. And there goes the trailer, and that's now 5+ million on the board. So I just needed to hit the side of that first truck, then basically drag my car across the road with the aftertouch mechanism. Then once I got those 2 crash breakers, that was when I got the gold, basically. And I went well over my gold target as well, which was 2.5 million, and I scored 5.3 million. Well, there we go. That is Rome Wrecker now done. Now we have to go and wreck ourselves in another 4 zones. At least I completed another challenge. And I think that's now 40 challenges we've done up to this point. So we are progressing nicely with those. And now we've got our crash event at Sunshine Keys. Smash my ride. Okay. So for this one, it is 7 million the gold, 3.5 million the silver, and 1.5 million da bronze. And what do we have to do? Well, we have to get out in the middle of all that traffic there. And our target car is all the way up there, so this hopefully won't be too hard. I just need to hit a few cars, get them to ensue chaos, and then maybe we'll get through this. And now I have to find the car I unlocked before, because I am going to use that. Because why not? Also because I think I can actually get a pretty good thumbnail shot of this thing whilst I am out here on Sunshine Keys. Plus I already have a thumbnail shot of the 4x4 C180 Super anyway. So we're going to use this thing this time, and we're going to capture it in yellow. I don't want to talk about it. And we are going to drive this thing in yellow. Ironically the same as the Coldplay song. And that probably didn't help, because that side is undamaged. Let's see what happens though. I think I should get my target car at least. I think it said 7 million was the gold target, and I think I did get the silver, so... Well, more cars were getting involved, but time ran out before I could do any further damage. Okay. You know what? For a first run, that's actually not too bad, but we will have to try again. Because we must. As I am 2 million away from the gold. I think I might have this figured out now. I have got a good idea of what it is I need to do. I just need to hit one of those trucks first, and then I should be in a good spot, maybe. To really get this to work. Come on, come on. Okay. And that worked in terms of us getting the bronze. Now can we go further, please? I really want this to go further. It shows up with 2 seconds on the clock remaining. Okay, we got the gold this time. Sibby? Oh, we definitely got the gold. We got 9.3 million. Well, almost 9.4 million in vehicle damages on that run. That was actually really good, I'm not gonna lie. I knew we were gonna get there, but I just didn't know how we were gonna get there. Anyway, that's now 2 zones down, and we've still got another 3 to go. And I probably need to get some water before then. Yeah, sorry for being AFK for a minute there. I had to go and refill my water, and I also needed to have a sip of water because my throat was, well, dying, basically. Now we can move on to Eternal City for Smackaroni. I wonder what exactly this event is named after. Anyway, let's go. So 3 million is the gold target, 2 million the silver, and 1 million the bronze. I gotta be honest, getting through the rank 4 crash events, they were hellacious. I will say that. I mean, most of them were anyway. And especially with Mount Crushmore, that in particular was a real bitch for me to beat. But I am so glad that when I actually did do it, I did it effectively. And now we're going to use the vehicle we just unlocked. The 4x4 C165 Mid. And I think we'll probably drive this thing in red, because why not? Plus I've already decided on my thumbnail car anyway. That's not how I wanted to start this. That was abysmal. Let's try that again. And make sure this time we're deeper down. We gotta get down, deeper and down. Down, down, deeper and down. To quote Status Quo. Also yes, Down Down is a definite banger. To those who want a certified rock classic, Down Down should definitely be on your list. I am really starting to wonder if using this car was even a good idea. You know what? I've made my bed now, so I might as well stick with it. This is the bed I made. It's pretty much time to stick with it. At this point, because I think this might be my only chance of really succeeding. And I think I just got the gold. And yes, I did. Because my gold target was 3 million, so I've definitely got it. Not by much, admittingly, but it's still by enough. I wonder if the overall crash damage counted up counts for pretty much all the runs I have done. in this game, and that's partly why it's probably past 600 million by this point, I would think. Anyway. There we go. Now we've got 2 to go. Here in Tier 5. And then after that we will probably get back to Simpsons Road Rage, because these crash events have really worn me out. And so we've got the Sunshine Keys Crash Explosion Trophy. I don't know why that showed up late, but I guess it just decided to show itself up now, for whatever reason. Don't know how though. Anyway. Now we've got just 2 to go. And as for all the other locations, we're pretty much perfect in those. How many challenges is that now? Oh, 7! Okay. So the only one I have to do is win a race without crashing. That's a lot easier than it sounds. That sounds a lot easier than it actually is. Anyway, on to Motor City. Jump on the jam. Okay. So 8 million is the gold target, 5 million the silver, and 1.5 million the bronze. So we've got a ramp here, so pretty obvious to say what we need to do here. We basically have to cause calamity on the bridge. Or on the overhead pass, I should say. I think this will be pretty simple to me. So let's use... Sure, why not? We're pretty much using different vehicles for each of these zones, so might as well give this one a chance. Just to see what happens, and nothing happens. Okay, maybe that was a bad idea. Or maybe it was because I just took the wrong ramp. I don't want to talk about it. Let's try this one. That's better. I could tell once I took that other ramp I was going to be in with more of a shout. Yeah, that worked way better than the other ramp did. That second ramp is clearly a deceiver, in my opinion. There is clear deception involved with that other ramp. It's very much a trickery ramp, if I do say so myself. And is anything else going to happen? That remains to be seen. I'm still waiting. Okay, we got the silver, but still not the gold. Oh, never mind. We did get the gold. And we scored nearly 10 million. Okay. Yep, I scored almost 10 million in damages on that second run. And I somehow managed to damage a pickup truck on the ground. I did not think that was going to happen, especially with that overhead pass. That actually surprises me. But anyway, now we've just got 1 to go. First attempt was crap, but then on my second attempt, I got the gold first try, which is so thankful to me. Anyway, now let's move on to our final crash event of Tier 5. Alright. So we've just got one last event to do in rank 5, and then after that, we can pretty much get back to Simpsons Road Rage before I get on with the racing in... what is it? Yeah, okay. Tier 8. That's probably what we'll do next. So, let's get Donut Disturb out the way. And this time we are using a van. So 6 million is the gold target, 3 million the silver, and 2 million the bronze. And this I can tell, if things continue the way they are now, things are going to take a lot shorter in terms of time compared to the previous episode because, well, I struggled mightily to get through the last crash event in Tier 4. But now that we're already at the last one of Tier 5, I think this one could be easier. The Utility C150 Super. I think this is basically their changeover from the B-Team van, which I am pretty sure is no doubt in relation to the A-Team. Can I get this thing in black? I think this is black. Whatever. We're running it in this. So let's go and see if we can hit that ramp, since I know precisely where it is we have to go. And maybe we can actually do something right this time. Or maybe not. Okay, that was bad. That was very bad. Let's try that again. And make sure this time we actually do a better job. Because that was not ideal. At least I actually land on the road this time. So maybe this works out. Maybe. But I need to get on both sides of the road for it to work. That did not work either. That failed mightily. Unless we can somehow get some cars involved on this side of the road. It doesn't look like we can. Okay, we got the silver at least. Oh, I've got another one. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, we got the gold. In spite of my best of attempts to fumble the bag, I actually did get the gold. 6.23 million is what I got on that run. And that was, ironically, on just my second attempt as well. Also my first completed run, so technically speaking, yes, I did get the gold again first try. I am so thankful that getting the gold on those other ones was easier, because I needed those to be virtually easy. Especially considering how the end of rank 4 in the crash events basically finished me off. Well, anyway, doesn't matter now. We're done with rank 5, and all we can do now is probably move on to rank 6 or something. Alright, so we've now got the Criterion van in our garage. And now that is the end of Tier 5, as we have filled out all 16 events. So I guess because we're only 5 events away from reaching 100, we might do the tier 6 events if we feel like it. But either way, we've made some good progress, as we are now 69% complete. Nice. We've done 95 events, scored 95 golds, won 43 cars, completed 42 challenges, and if I scroll to the bottom, we have now got $608 million in crash damages overall. That is almost 4 times more than the total crash damage I got in Burnout 3. So suffice to say, we're doing a lot more crashing in this game than we were in Burnout 3. Or at least it seems that way. But anyway, there we go. Another tier of crash events is done, and that took me only an hour and 5 minutes to get through those 5 crash zones. So, next up on Burnout Revenge, probably doing the rank 6 crashes.